I am especially interested in mild cognitive impairment and dementia. I see patients through my memory clinics in the Belfast Trust weekly. We recruit patients into clinical trials through the clinics, and then I have my own research portfolio investigating mild cognitive impairment and dementia. One of the projects I'm leading is called TNF inhibitors in the prevention of dementia, and it's also known as the RESIST study. This is funded by the Alzheimer's Society, and we are especially interested in whether drugs that inhibit the pro-inflammatory cytokine TNF-alpha can prevent cognitive decline in patients with rheumatoid arthritis. So we have recruited 240 patients with rheumatoid arthritis and mild cognitive impairment. We are following patients over 18 months, and we are following them up 6 monthly to see if those who are on these drugs called TNF inhibitors are protected against cognitive decline compared to those on more traditional drugs such as methotrexate and sulfasalazine. So there's lots of preliminary evidence that implicates inflammation in the pathogenesis of Alzheimer's disease. Previous preclinical and clinical work has shown that this pro-inflammatory cytokine TNF-alpha can activate microglia in the brain and lead to worsening of disease. So we are interested in whether a group of patients who get TNF inhibitors anyway are more protected against cognitive decline compared to those who don't. This is a multi-site study. We are recruiting patients through the Belfast Trust, through the Northern Trust, and also through Southampton. So key collaborators are rheumatologists in all of those trusts, and then also Professor Clive Holmes and Professor Jessica Teeling in the University of Southampton. The study has been very generously funded by the Alzheimer's Society, with further funding coming from HSC R&D Northern Ireland. So we are still in the process of following patients up, so we don't have any results as such. We do know, however, from baseline examinations that there's a high prevalence of cognitive impairment in a rheumatoid arthritis cohort. Over 60% of patients recruited into the study have evidence of cognitive impairment, and that certainly needs further follow-up. Well, we would hope that this study would have huge impact, I suppose, in two areas. Firstly, because of the high prevalence of cognitive impairment in rheumatology outpatient cohort of patients, we feel that rheumatology patients should be assessed for their cognition routinely. It should become part of their routine workup. And then the second impact, if we find that TNF inhibitors protect against Alzheimer's disease, then the next stage would be to run a phase 3 randomised controlled trial in patients with mild cognitive impairment to see if they actually do help in preventing disease.